Start recording. Test, test, test. Yeah, we're good there. All right, here we go. Thank you for being here with us and enjoy the following program as it begins in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, I just wanted to tell you that, my father is pretty old.
I want to learn to take a selfie.
The morning stream. It's like this show that you're listening to right now, but better.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the morning stream. Yeah, that's right. We're back after a week off. Thank you.
No pod fading here.
No, we don't pod fade. We just pod break. And actually, isn't that a thing? Podbreak.com?
Podbreak. It should be.
Sounds familiar.
Vote for me on podbreak.com so I can be number one and be discovered by tens of people.
We got to beat Keith and the girl this week, so
Keith
get
and
over
the girl
there.
And Free Talk Live.
Yep.
Free Talk Live's edging up to the top.
That's right. Podcast Alley can bite me.
Don and Drew, close to the...
Those were the days, dude. Those were the days.
Yeah.
These are the days now, though. We're back. We've had a week off. We thank you for the wide berth. We appreciate it. Brian got caught up on a bunch of stuff. So did I. Although I kind of still did too much, and it kind of.
I know. I gave you full chance, Scott, to take a little break yourself. But yeah, no, I recorded one thing with Hammond on Monday, and then that was it. The microphone was off.
Right in the toilet. Oh, not quite.
Right in the toilet,
okay.
right in the new bidet.
Nice.
But it was good, and it's funny because you think, oh, Brian's gonna take some time, relax, finally read, finally get past whatever page this is on where this bookmark is on X-Men Battle for the Atom.
Oh,
graphic novel that
right.
I've been wanting to read.
Yeah.
And here's exactly how far I got in that.
Wow.
There's what I completed, and there's what I still have left to read. So a lot.
Doesn't seem like much. Yeah.
No, I did read. There's another graphic novel I picked up the same time, Young Avengers. It's actually this right here.
Let's see.
Young Avengers: The Ultimate Collection,
That's
which contains Young Avengers 1 through 15 from 2013 and material from Marvel Now .11, blah blah blah.
Is any of that Jonathan Hickman business by chance?
This is no.
Okay.
Kieran Gillen and illustrated by Jamie McElvey, Mike Norton, Kate Brown, and more.
Okay, because
And,
Jonathan Hickman was doing the 2012 run of Avengers, and I just finished binging that, and it was
just
great.
Avengers though, right? Not Young Avengers.
Yeah, just straight up Avengers, like full on, just
Avengers.
Captain America. Check out the Hulk. Hey, Iron Man, what's up? That kind of stuff.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy this. I stopped about 2/3 of the way through and said, This is like if Marvel said, oh, what we need to do is do more stuff like the CW's treatment of superheroes.
Oh, man.
I mean, it is Young Avengers. It's targeted towards probably a younger audience. It's not my jam.
I get you. Yeah, they're trying to get the youngins in there.
Yeah, exactly. So that one can sit on the shelf. But I'll finish reading this X-Men one this week.
The problem with Jonathan Hickman is, and I've been reading a lot of him lately. I read East of West, which I told you about, and then I thought, well, what has this guy done for Marvel? Because I didn't really know. So then I found that whole run. He's done multiple runs of Avengers stuff and X-Men stuff and all this other thing. Dude likes to go cosmic. Likes to go hard.
Sure. Let's
go to space and have an anomaly do some shit, and let's all do it, right? That's right, his thing.
Right. Yeah.
And I have to admit, I'm really enjoying it. It's very, very good. So Avengers 2012, that particular run is where I'm at. And actually, it's both on Unlimited or Comixology Unlimited, Marvel Unlimited. Both have all of it, and they're both perfectly fine for reading it if you're looking for it.
You've been delving deep into the Comixology.
Oh yeah,
or Marvel Unlimited stuff. So that's great.
Been in a mood lately, man.
Yeah.
The Hulk one, Immortal Hulk is amazing.
Oh, Immortal Hulk.
It's amazing. We'll talk to Dunaway a bit about that because he got hooked on it too. It's very good.
And probably Schleicher too.
Oh yeah, we always like telling him what we're reading, right? He's a guy that knows.
And then he can say, "Oh, what you need to read is da 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 da." Like, okay, good. That's the kind of advice I want.
This is an amazing Steven Schleicher impression you just did. Wow.
Really, it was really just my voice a little bit softer.
Just a little softer, same version.
He's a little softer, same version. It's me.
Well, we're back. Thanks everybody for the time, for real. Yeah, it was nice. We feel recharged. We missed the show terribly though.
Totally. This is therapy. I over the past week, I feel like I've taken 2 steps back in my personal journey.
Yeah.
And now I need to go 2 steps forward.
Did your wife look at you and say, "That boy needs therapy"? Did she say that?
She did, yes. Okay. And then I said, "I want a cookie."
And then
a whole different song.
No, yeah, you're right. Then so it's gonna get nuts this week because oh my gosh, so much happened in the week. My daughter Carter moved back in. Yeah.
Okay.
There was not a disagreement, not a fight, but a weird anomaly with the roommate. Yeah. And it got weird. Conflict? Yeah, a little conflicty, and it got a little weird, and Carter's like, "Well, all right, my lease is up. I'm just going to go then." And Kim's like, "Well, come here and save some money cuz you're about to finish school, and let's just do that." And I said, "Yeah, that's fine. Whatever you want to do." So we moved her back in all since we've last talked. Carter has moved back here, so she's here. Wow. She's upstairs right now and is in probably a broken Zoom meeting with work because they use Zoom for their meetings.
She's even in chat. She just said a little conflicty in chat. Yes,
yeah, a little conflicty, but I'm not conflicted about having her here. I love having her back, so that's awesome. Anyway, so there's that, and speaking of comics, we're hard at work in our free comic book day summer. Free comic book day prints. We've decided to do them anyway. Even though May was weird, we're doing them now. Right. So villains this time with a twist. And we'll tell you more about that later.
All right, twisty villains.
Then also, my sister Wendy is flying in from Minnesota this week. And my brother from Phoenix is coming up. And the reason we're doing that is my mom is 83. And it turns out it's time for everybody to sort of put our heads together and just do a little planning, a little bit of hey, not getting any younger here, and mom's okay and all, but it's probably good to be prepared. So we're just gonna do a little prep. I hate this kind of stuff. I freaking hate it.
Totally, yeah, because it is I
hate it.
Yeah,
it's just morbid, and I don't like it. And but we're doing it. So that'll be fun. I don't know. I think she's actually traveling when we would normally do her Thursday thing, so I'm not sure we'll have her on the show at all this week. I don't know. But if she's physically here, maybe she'll be on. I don't know.
Oh my God, that'd be great. Yeah,
that'd be great. So big week. None of it's fun.
Mom, what's your Dropbox password? That's really all we need. What's your Dropbox password?
Give me your Dropbox password. Done.
Any folders on your hard drive we need to delete? Or is it just me?
And then, like a big fat dummy, I made a dental appointment on Wednesday at 7 a.m. And the show is not affected, just a cleaning.
Okay.
But what was I thinking? 7 a.m. on a Wednesday? Who wants to do that? That's like a 25-minute drive for the one I go to. I don't want to be up at 6. I don't want to be driving at freaking 6:30. Who does that?
But you know what? You're going to feel so good having it done and have the rest of the day cleared. I had a dentist appointment on Thursday last week, and that was really the whole reason for the week off. I just needed to prepare mentally for the dentist appointment. You
needed a buffer around the dental appointment.
Exactly. It's like, okay, all right, we can do this, Brian. It's only Monday, but we can do this.
That's awesome.
But it was like the whole day I was sitting there dreading it. You did the right thing. It's like, oh, get up, rush or get over there.
Yeah, get over there.
And then it's like I didn't have the whole morning to sit and fester about a stupid dentist appointment.
I think that's actually a valid point. I hadn't thought of it that way. But then I just won't be able to sleep the night before because I hate dentists. They're going to find something. Yeah. They're going to go,
they always do.
You got an enamel crack that goes all the way to your sternum.
You might die
if
we don't get this thing fixed.
You may pass away on this chair, so let's get the tools out and make your life miserable for the next hour and a half. Ugh, no.
I finally, after years of going to the same dentist, and they've got, they've had some turnover over the years, of course, I finally have the hygienist that understands me, that finally gets me, and is basically like, yeah, go ahead and put your AirPods in, and I'll just give you a hand signal if I need you to turn your head or open or something like that. And I'm using the AirPods Pro with the pass-through sound, the pass-through audio.
Oh, right, so you can hear them.
So I can hear her when she says it. But she's like, I'm not gonna, she does not. She just gets in there, does what needs to be done. No talking about, oh, so man, what about all the fires and the smoke? It's pretty bad, huh? What about the kids going back to school? What do you think of that? It's like, just do my teeth.
Just do my teeth, lady.
Yeah.
Just poke around that nerve. Let's get this going.
And I want, exactly. And I want you to be as focused as I am on getting through the next hour, because I don't want you thinking about, oh, I wonder if I should ask him about what he thinks about No. Here, the teeth, me, all I want you to focus on. Right there.
Right. They're so masked up now, too. Their masks are thicker. You can't hardly hear what they're saying. It's just dumb. Just do the work and get out.
She had 2 masks and a face shield.
Yeah. See, it's a lot.
Like a mouth and then another mouth thing over it and then a face shield. And for that, I have to pay an additional $10 EPP.
Do you really?
PPE. Yeah, I have to do that. And I have to pay that there. That's not something that we bill to the insurance. It's like you walk in. Actually, the whole process right now is I drive over there. It's 5 minutes away from me, really close. I text them when I'm in the parking lot, and they text back and say, okay, we'll let you know when it's time to come in. And so I sit there in my car and listen to whatever.
Yeah.
And then I get a text, okay, come on in. And I go in and I step 2 feet into the building. And then they're there with a little makeshift folding table with a bottle of sanitizer and a thermometer and a long list of questions for me, and I have to do all this stuff, and they have to take my temperature and answer like, have you been around anybody? Have you been out of the country? Did you go on a Carnival cruise? All that stuff. And then once I make it through that, then finally the airlock opens and I get to go sit in a room.
I love the idea of like a great big turning thing. It opens it up.
That would be great, right?
Yep. Let them into the main hall there. That's pretty good.
That's what we'll install in schools. You just have to go through a little Clorox airlock.
I'm for that'd be a Clorlock. That's what they'd call that.
A Clorox or an airlocks.
Yeah, an airlocks. I'm for those everywhere, just in life.
Yeah,
I think airlocks are cool. I think they're rad. Well, all right. I'm glad it went okay, and you didn't have it. No discovery of anything rough. You're good.
No discovery of anything that needs that warranted additional discussion.
Good.
So
I like
always
it.
Good.
Well, I have something here that will warrant additional discussion. We're going to do it real fast.
Ooh, okay. All right.
Here's what we're going to do. So Nick and I were going through some old stuff on the weekend, and it was like old photos. I posted some on Twitter, so some people saw some of this. But we found some old letters from teachers. I found a 1st or 2nd grade teacher that was just ripping me up and down about how unfocused I was in class, and it was great. So I put that up on Twitter. Anyway, stuff like that, photos or whatever. And we found one of my old Genesises, the Sega Genesises. Genesi, yeah, one of the Genesi. Because I had three.
Was it the Peter Gabriel edition or the?
I had 3 Genesises, and I had the first one that was like the weird wide one with the bubble on the one side, and then it was like the original.
Oh yeah, right.
And then I had the one that was a short and smaller one. Yeah, and then I had one. And then that one broke, so I got another one of those that was then on top of the newer version of the Sega CD. Anyway, it was back when I was really into Sega stuff. Anyway, we pull this out. There's a bunch of games in there. Nick turns it upside down and goes, Dad, there's a support number on here. We should call it. And I said, really? He says, yeah, check this out. 1-800-USA-SEGA was the number.
Okay.
And I said, really? And he says, yeah, so why don't we try calling that and see what happens? I said, you know what? That'd be cool. Let's see what Sega says today. They're still a company. They publish games. They just put out a brand new Total War game that people love those. They're a big publisher.
Could you help me get through the 3rd level of Toe Jam and Earl?
So we decided to call it, and I would like you to experience fresh what we experienced over the weekend.
Oh, awesome. Okay, cool.
So here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and call this. Let me put in the number.
Oh, I hope when they answer it goes Sega.
I wish it did. I wish it did, Brian, because what you're going to hear is not quite that. All right. Oh, no. I have to spell it, so I have to see. EGA. Okay, here we go. We're going to call it, and let's see what we get here on the Sega hotline for support for your Genesis. Here we go. And
thank you for calling Are you or someone in your household 50 years or older? Press 1 for yes, 2 for no.
Okay, I'm gonna push.
I have a Sega Genesis. Of course, I'm 50 years or older.
Let's see what happens.
Thank you for calling the Medical Alert Center.
This isn't it. Okay, something's jacked. When me and Nick called it, here, maybe let me make sure I didn't get the number wrong, because when we called it, we got one of those. Are you looking for hot ladies?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that'd be great if it's the same.
So
the same hotline. It just changes daytime or nighttime.
This should let me. Okay, here it is on my phone.
Medical help during the day. Sex talk at night.
All right, let's see what it does on my phone.
Thank you for calling.
Oh, they've changed it. Okay, that's it. Okay, so that's just a redial, so I know I did it right. That's changed since Friday or Saturday night when it was a freaking call and meet some sexy ladies now.
Really?
Press 2 to find out our rates.
Are you sure it's not, 800 Sega USA?
Let me double check.
Where's your Genesis?
That's upstairs. But see, I'm just redialed it from my phone. It's the number I called Saturday night.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, yeah, that makes
and it's
sense.
the same one I just did here on the caller thing, and it's changed. How is that even possible that the Genesis support line changed in a weekend?
And the change is a pretty drastic one, because that's going from sexy ladies to Doctor Times.
Yeah, to Doctor Times. Doctor Times. I like the term Doctor Times. I like that. All right, Brian, I got a question. Why is your beard darker? Why do you sound stuffy? What's going on?
Yeah, well, all right, let's tackle the stuffy first.
All right.
There's a lot of fires. The world is on fire, Scott.
I know, we're having ours
you're
too.
probably getting this too, because even
bad.
if you don't have wildfires in Utah, you and us in Colorado are getting smoke from California, where there are over 600. That's right, over 600 wildfires going on.
Yeah.
And Denver, we're getting it sweeping from the mountains, and it's causing a lot of congestion all over the place, and waking up with a little bit of a sore throat and that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's really bad here too. We can't see the mountains either. I hate that. I hate that I can't see my own mountains. What's that about?
Yeah, it sucks, and we feel obviously bad for our friends over there in California who are dealing with all this, and hope everybody's okay. But holy cow,
all the fire. We are having fires here, but all of them are happening in places that are not threatening any, direct communities or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But it's enough to create enough smoke that comes up here. Then the California smoke, which you guys it comes to us first, and then we filter it a little bit. Then you get it. I don't know if you got the taste of I blew a little beef jerky into the air. Maybe you got a little taste of that.
I did smell that, actually.
Okay,
yes.
Great.
I'm adding to the smoke because I smoked some ribs yesterday, sous vide'd for 12 hours, and then smoked for another 2 hours. And they have a nice bark on the outside. They are tasty, fall off the bone business.
Did you already eat them? You guys have eaten them?
We ate one bag. I made 5. We basically took 3 racks, cut them in half, and so there are still 5.5 bags of ribs in the fridge. That all we have to do, take them out, put them on the grill, smoke, boom, eat, done.
That sounds so good right now.
After 3 days, what we'll probably do is smoke whatever we have left, and then pull out the bones, and have more pulled pork to put on sandwiches and stuff.
Oh, nice. This is a good reminder, actually. Later today we're doing a skim episode today. Kim and I are going to talk about her dehydrator, and we made bacon jerky.
Bacon jerky.
That may sound weird, and it kind of is, but dude, it was so. I mean, I know it's killing me as I eat it, but it's so freaking good. That's partly why I put Zoe's little bacon thing here, is because I was thinking about bacon. Anyway.
Very cool. All right, so now let's talk about the beard.
All right, beard and
and it's funny because I thought I talked about this on a show before, but maybe it was some other show I talked about it on. But the beard is darker, and here's the story. I'll tell it really quickly because we got to bring Dunaway in here. But crazy neighbor over the pandemic was noticing that he was growing out his beard. He wasn't shaving because he wasn't having to go into the office all the time. He was noticing that his beard was a little bit gray.
Yeah.
And so he went to the store, went to wherever, Sally Beauty or Ulta or whatever, and picked up a bottle of this stuff called Just for Men Gray Reducing Shampoo.
Okay.
And it's for your hair.
Okay.
And just as he was getting ready to break the seal on the package he got the call from the office that they needed him to go to Nashville, which is where the company headquarters are, for a all hands on deck kind of meeting.
Okay.
So he had to shave and therefore never opened the bottle. And he said, well, Brian, do you want it? I'm like, I'd really just want enough. I'll try it out. And it's gray reducer. It's not dye, but it's gray reducer. And I just want enough grain here that it's the same percentage as the mustache.
Yeah.
Mustache is about 10 to 20%, but the beard just goes, turns freaking gray, turns so bad. So I'm like, all right, you know what? I'll try this stuff. Obviously it's working, right? And I'm using it maybe every second or third day. But here's the drawback, and I don't know how well people are going to be able to tell even on camera, but I'll describe it. Number one, the label says don't use this on facial hair. It should only be used on head hair. So I'm already breaking the rules.
Oh,
there.
does it say that?
On the mustache?
Oh.
Yeah. So I just actually rub it into the beard, and then I let it sit there, and then I wash it off.
Okay. Oh man. I assume it wears off over time, right? Anyway, if you don't do it,
it does wear out over time.
Right.
Now, here's the other drawback: is that just in doing this on however frequent daily basis, semi-daily basis, I've been doing it. You can't really tell on my fingernails right here from this camera, but if you look at my fingernails side by side, the hand that I use to massage the stuff into my beard, the nails are getting darker because the keratin in fingernails picks this stuff up better than the beard.
Yeah. So it's actually coloring the nail material, not just like getting dirt in your hands or something.
Exactly.
It's like,
yes, Cora, I'm supposed to use a glove, but I'm also not supposed to put on my beard. So, So basically I just, rub it into the beard, and then I grab soap and I just scrub the crap out of my hand just to, hopefully get as much of that stuff off as possible. But
I like that your hand looks like you've been handling black tar heroin or something. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. Yeah. Coal mining with just this hand.
Yeah, just this hand. I got a lot of coal today, but only over here.
Exactly.
All
So
well, it looks good. It stands out.
Yeah. I just want it to be, like you said, there's still, if you look close, there's still about 20% gray in there, which is what I was going for. I just didn't want the mustache and the beard to be that different. I'm certainly not going like, well, I want my mustache and my beard to be 100% dark brown, so I look like a kid again. I don't care about that.
So this is the problem I had. This stuff is still brown, like it's always been on the side. Right here, it's this stark, when I grow it out, it's this stark puff of white.
Just that little center part.
Yeah. And so I have to, you can kind of see it coming in, but I have to shave it or I trim it down. I never truly shave, but I always trim it down so that you can't really tell. But yeah, I hate that. Like when when I get to be Thanos or whoever, and I got to make a world. Okay.
Sure.
I'm going to make a couple changes. No pinkies. We're done with pinkies. They're out. Okay. No more pinkies. Okay. Don't need them. They're good for picking your nose, and that's it. Everything else you're worried about, like, what about catching a football? We'll adapt, okay? You don't need your damn pinky.
I think you can still catch a football without a pinky.
Yeah, it's a vestigial freaking dumb thing.
How do you drink tea, though?
You just drink it without sticking your finger out, or you just use your new pinky finger, which is this one. But you need this one for,
right.
But the pinky's too weak. It's a weak, dumb little pee-pee. All right, so that's number one. Right. Number two. Teeth are going to be made out of hard, immovable bone. They will not be enamel or have nerves right up in the middle of them. None of that stuff. Your teeth are going to be solid, whatever, gold, whatever I can do.
Sure.
Nobody will have anything different, so it doesn't matter what they look like. We'll all have it, and there will never, ever, ever be a need for a dentist. The dentist doesn't exist in the world I create. You just have permanent raw ass teeth that can chew through anything, and you never need to have anything done to them. Okay, that's number two.
Do the nerves? I guess it would be the nerves. You'd still have nerves in your gums, right? Because otherwise, how do you know you're chewing something?
Yeah, you'd still have that. Yes, you'd have that, and all the nerves in your jaw.
Pressure in your gums and stuff. It's like, okay.
But little nerves that are like up inside your teeth that go up two little legs and then hang out there by the F that. We're not doing that anymore.
Okay.
All right, those are gone.
Right. Yeah.
Next up, no puking. We're done with the puking. We're gonna have we'll have other ways to get rid of it. I don't know what it'll be.
You think an Infinity Gauntlet will be able to Keep people from puking?
I don't know. I'm just saying whatever the mechanism we need to like expel. Let's say you've eaten something bad, and the best thing right now it's a natural phenomenon that you're supposed to hork it up. Yeah. We're gonna come up with a new way, some other way to do it where you're not belching up all this acid and disgustingness, and that it's just the worst experience ever. We're gonna come up with a better way. I don't know what that is yet.
Oh, I'd love to know where you think it's gonna come out instead.
I love the idea of like, let's route a little hose through your left thumb, so it'll be a little flesh hose that's just a little offshoot. It's got a little flap down there, and then when things go raw, you're like, oh, I don't feel so good. I'll be right back, and just hold your thumb toward the grass or the bushes and just. It just barfs for you, right?
And just hope that you don't have to catch a football.
Yeah.
While you're doing that.
Right. I mean,
because now you're already down one finger, and you don't want to be down another one because you're thumb puking in a bush.
It's just got to be something else. Barfing is the worst thing.
It's funny. I mean, these are the things that you want to abolish: dentists, pinkies, and puking.
Yeah. Well, the dentist thing, they go away naturally because the teeth are just no longer need the care.
Right. But come on, we know the reason you're thinking about teeth sucking right now is because you have a dentist appointment.
Oh yeah,
48 hours.
Yeah. I've never. Some of my least favorite experiences in my life are dental experiences.
Sure.
So let's have a better set of teeth. Make them out of stone. We can do all sorts of organic molecular stuff right at the start. Like as soon as we poop out the first man, we can just go, all right, there you go. You got granite teeth. Enjoy. Like go at it. And they'll be able to eat meat sooner, and they'll be able to, I don't know, and no more appendix. I know that's the thing we don't need anymore now. We've kind of evolved away from it. Just don't need it. Just take that out of there. What else? Pinky toes. No pinky toes, just like these pinkies. Gone.
Sure. I totally agree with that, because no matter how often I trim my pinky toe nail, and how smooth I get it like as smooth as a baby's butt. But I try to put a sock on. It's always like catching on that toe and pulling that toe sideways.
Oh, one other thing. I'm glad you said that, because it reminded me of something else. Because you're talking about that's the
really. Do we need any toes?
I mean, you know what? Like, why not? Why not just a big slab?
We don't pick things up with them, right?
Why not a little more duck-like, a little more coverage area? Yeah.
Have the whole front of the foot hinged, because you do still need the hinge for for walking and stuff. You can't just have it all be one flat foot, but just have the toes just be a little hinged, solid deal.
Yeah. Yes, they're less weird that way. They don't get all gross between them and stuff like that.
Sure.
Okay, final thing. Men and women will be equally strong, like physically equally strong. There will not be this weird difference between between men and women in terms of overall strength. Now they're always outliers, right? You get somebody like Ronda Rousey or somebody.
Ronda Rousey,
yeah. I don't mean that. I mean like everybody's on an equal plane from the get-go. It changes the whole dynamic of how society evolves. So do that. I want us all to just be right here with each other. No more dominant strength Homo sapien. Both got the power. All right, so that's what we do there. All right, so that's it. That's my plan.
All right,
sign up. Let me know what you think. Donate. GoFundMe.com. All right. One final note before we call Dunaway. I know we've been waiting forever here. And have your phones ready, everybody, because we're going to play a game and you're going to get to play with us. So we'll do that in a second. But I just want to give a shout out to Carrie, the wife of Chad Dorr, who is currently in a bit of a hard moment.
Chad is, yeah.
Yeah, they gave him an induced coma for a bit. Some couple surgeries. It sounds from when I talked to her last night, they might have to do some additional surgeries. They're putting him through a CAT scan later. It's complicated, so I'm not going to get into the medical details here. But he's one of the best of us in our community, and I hate that he's going through this.
Chat room all the time as Thorin. We see him here all the time.
He's been around forever. He's like the impetus for getting the Secret Santa stuff happening every year, and all that kind of stuff. Just a great member of this community, and I'm just really worried about him. So anyway, put him in your thoughts, everybody, and hopefully we'll hear, or Christmas cards, not the Secret Santa, the Christmas card thing where everybody shares cards.
Yeah.
But he's just great, and
we're all thinking, wishing him well, sending him vibes, Tad vibes, and if you're part of the Tadpool group, I believe there is a thing like a GoFundMe or something that you can help out right now. So.
Yeah, because they don't even know how long this is going to take or what it's going to do, or you know, and he's struggling, but we're thinking about him. So anyway, I've kept in touch with Carrie here and there, and she keeps us up to date, and hopefully everything's going to be okay. Because I would love for a day where we see Thorin back in the chat room. That's what I would like.
Yep.
All right, Dunaway time. There's no avoiding it. It's like I don't know. It's like a cavity, and the dentist just has to drill it out.
It's just exactly. It's that. Having Dunaway is like the dentist once again saying, "You really need to floss a little bit more."
Yeah, just a little bit more. He's like that weird little piece of jerky that caught between his two molars, and we love him for it.
Exactly.
All right, here he is. Hey, Dunaway, what are you doing?
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
Hey, you're at work.
How are you guys?
I can tell you're at work because I have to turn you up a little. Good.
Oh, it's sorry. I'll just talk louder.
Well, you do you. You be you. Don't you worry.
Well, let me tell you why I'm going to be me, because I'm not going to live in that nightmare world that this filled a bunch of freaks.
Hey,
imagining.
Toeless, stone tooth.
Still like the world of my nightmares. Like, what's wrong with you people?
Look, I'm just saying, there's some things in our current design.
Look,
that
look, sharks have already got it figured out. Just have endless rows of teeth.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, just endless rows of teeth.
You don't need to go to the dentist. Just like I'm ready for a new route.
Like the what do they call the aliens in the Alien movies? What do we call them? They're called
xenomorphs.
Xenophobes.
Yeah,
xenophobes.
They
are xenophobes.
Like the idea of these xenophobes.
Listen, in Alien, we're really the aliens to what we're calling the alien, and he's a xenophobe. He's like, no, I don't want these weird things on the ship I took over.
Exactly. Bye, Carter. She's going to class. Today's her first day in all her new classes, and they're all virtual.
Oh, good luck, Carter.
Yeah, they're all virtual.
Good luck with Zoom.
Yeah, good luck with Zoom. I hope it doesn't break on you like it did with us. All right, Dunaway, welcome to the show.
It's down.
Yeah, it is down. What the frick? What's going on? We're going to take a call. We're going to find out who's been hanging on here with a long ring and see who this is. Hi, who's this?
Hey, this is Dreadnecks in the chat room.
Dreadnecks. I like that.
Yeah.
Is that a riff on like Rednecks, or what's the deal with it?
It has a really stupid story behind it, actually. I was a big fan of Ender's Game, and so I made it Ender backwards DX and just scrambled the letters.
Oh, look at that. It is, totally.
That's
Ender
not bad.
is in the middle of this backwards.
Yeah. All right. Nice. Well done, dude. I like
where
a good name.
Where are you calling from, Dreadnecks?
From Oklahoma City.
Yeah, Oklahoma.
City.
Do you go? I'm so glad he called. Okay, was it in Film Sack or somewhere we were talking about this? Do people in Oklahoma? Is it offensive to call you guys Okies, or do you like that?
Oh my gosh.
No, I don't think it's offensive. I think some people around here would say they're proud Okies.
Okay, so they'd say I'm a proud Okie. It's kind of like saying I'm I don't know. What would I be? A happy Utah?
What if we called you Okie
A
Dokie? Would you be okay with that?
A UT.
I would be okay if you specifically called me Okie Dokie.
All right. Honestly, it does make a difference if it's done away. All right.
And I've been meaning to ask you, does the wind really go sweeping down the plane?
The
Oklahoma.
wind here is actually terrible. Yes, it does.
That's good to know. All right. Well, it's great to have you here. I am pulling for you, even though I hope I win because I never pull for Dunaway. Brian, why don't you explain the rules and what we could do and win?
Sure. I'm going to be giving Scott and Brian a topic. They're going to go back and forth giving the answers that fit that topic. If one of them gives a wrong answer, repeated answer, or they take too long to come up with an answer, the win will go to the other player. Dreadnecks, your job is to predict who's going to come out on top based on today's topic. Today, you're playing for a couple of Steam games, courtesy of Z Team K2. Let me see. Does that spell anything backwards? No, it spells Z Team K2. Fairy Tale About Father Frost is one game. I know it sounds like three. And Take on Helicopters, which is my favorite aha song.
Wow. Yeah. Take on Helicopters. I've never heard of either of those. So
Take on Helicopters.
They sound like winners to me.
So they need a topic. Let's give them one. This one comes to us from TMS Mashups himself, Jamie. Top selling Nintendo Entertainment System titles of all time. NES titles, the top-selling NES titles of all time.
All right. I like good gamer questions. This is going to be interesting.
I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see, that's about 20. I've got about 20 of the top selling NES titles, and I want to know how many of them you can name.
All right. That's a tricky one. I wonder how we'll do.
Yes, I wonder how
I am curious how we will do.
Yeah.
How will you do?
How will we do?
Dreadnecks, how do you think they will do? Why don't you just tell me how you think they will do?
I think Scott will win, and Brian Dunaway can start.
Oh, that's very
nice.
Very nice.
All right. That's very nice. So, top selling NES titles is the question, right? Because you asked this really complicated question the first time that kind of scared me.
Right.
So,
top selling NES titles of all time.
Yep.
All right. I always hate going first. In case I say something stupid.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, you're so stupid, Brian. I'm
like, why did you say that, Brian?
Nobody wants to be wrong on the very first thing. That's true.
Right.
It's the worst feeling.
I'm going to go with Super Mario Bros. 2.
Okay. Super Mario Brothers 2. It is number 4 on the list, selling 7.4 million copies.
Wow. I wouldn't have started with that, but
well, I mean, that was, like I said, it was one of those questions where it was like, oh, if I do this wrong, I'm going to get so much crap.
Brian, remind me, it's top what? How many?
Top 20.
20.
Selling NES.
Yeah, see, oh, now you're so smart, right?
Yeah, now I'm brilliant.
You're such a dummy, Brian. Repeat the question again, please.
I'm a little concerned about my gut choice here because it seems like the most obvious, but I'm also worried because there was a huge chunk of time where it was a pack-in, and I don't know if they would count it as a pack-in. So I'm just gonna say it and say the Super Mario Brothers original Super Mario Brothers.
That's what I was concerned about.
I know you're kind of worried. Yes. Well, it absolutely is the number one on the list here. It is considered now. Originally, the game was sold separately, right? Because I think it took over for another game that was the pack-in.
Right.
Then they said, well, let's just pack that in. But they sold 40.2 million copies of Super Mario Brothers.
I'm going to call that a success.
Mario
it was
Brothers.
A successful video game. Yeah.
I would definitely consider that a success.
Well,
all right.
I mean, yeah.
Second time's the charm, buddy.
Right. All right. Well, I'm going to go with... See, these are the ones, I mean, it's easy to go with the originals, but then I get a little confused, and I always feel like the sequels do better. And I kind of want to go say Zelda 2.
Zelda
What's
2.
the full name of that song? Very good. Yeah, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Boy, I wish I put numbers on this one. It's about 8th or 9th on the list here.
Okay.
4.3 million copies, 1987, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link.
Well, I'll just keep doing what we just did, and I'll say the original The Legend of Zelda
scare me.
is in there.
The Legend of Zelda, 1986, 6.5 million copies. Yeah, definitely sold more than the sequel. And about
like I said, I always feel like I get stuck with those first ones. It's like,
I get you.
All right.
I feel you.
They get you. Every time. Every time. All right. Then I guess Super Mario Brothers 3.
Super Mario Brothers 3. That one actually sold better than Super Mario Brothers 2.
Really?
1988 sold 18 million copies and really was the best.
Yeah, that's
the
not
best
a,
of the.
That's not a shock. Of the 8-bit ones, that's the bomb. 2 is not even a true Mario game. It was a reskinned Japanese thing that was never used again. All right. Tetris has to be on there.
Yep, Tetris 19. I don't know why I was doing the Angry Birds.
I do it every time, dude. Every time I do Angry Birds.
Why is Angry Birds the Tetris?
It's because Angry Birds has this amazing song. Whatever you think of Angry Birds, I'm not a fan of the series or anything, but the music is some of the best video game music ever, and it's very evocative of Tetris. It just totally is.
Tetris 1989 on the NES, 5.5 million copies of that thing.
Now, why do you say it 1989? I'm just curious. It was such a weird inflection. Go ahead, my turn.
1989. Because if you asked me, I would have thought it came out a lot earlier.
No, I think he meant because you went 1989 like that.
89.
Yeah, I know, because like I said, I thought it came out earlier.
Oh.
It was
As
like
opposed
it
to
originally came out in
1987.
84, but it took 5 years for it to actually end up on the NES, which was the perfect place for it to end up.
Brian, what you don't understand is it says 85, 87.
I also go Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Everything's a question mark at the end of it. Let me throw a question mark into that for you. Now I've forgotten who went last.
Scott did with Tetris.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's back to me then.
Yep.
1989. I'm going to go with Castlevania then.
Castlevania.
I don't like how he's stalling on that one.
Castlevania.
Oh no!
I'll be shocked if it's not on there. This is blowing my mind. Is it not on there?
Prepare to have your mind blown. Not even in the top 20.
Really? That
Really?
shocks me. That's like a huge
Just-
title for
I
that
guess
era.
since it's had such a cultural impact, I just assumed.
No,
Yes,
that's a big deal.
I would have absolutely expected it out here, but no.
Well, can I guess a
Take a
couple?
look here at Captain Kipper's list because he's got a second list. Let me see.
A second, more accurate list where I win.
Wow, why am I not seeing it all on this list? Castlevania.
1989.
89. Boba Fett.
I don't see. This is bizarre. I'm looking at Captain Kipper's list of the best-selling Nintendo. So this is basically the same. Looks like exactly the same list I have. I don't see Castlevania at all, and they're going all the way down to the top 75 games.
Wow.
That doesn't
I
make
don't know how
sense to
that
me.
is possible,
That
but
is crazy.
That
So
seems
it's like a cult.
crazy.
It's like a cult classic at this point, then, because it's
Totally
like
is.
didn't do it
Well, I mean,
at the beginning.
Konami's. It's their biggest success of that era. I don't get that.
is.
That's really funky. All right, let me give
That
you a
is
couple
funky.
that I had in the reserve here.
sure.
Excite Bike has to be on there, right?
Excitebike is number
Or
yeah,
Excitebike.
it's on
I always
here.
say
It's number
Excitebike.
Excitebike.
Is it
Number
Excite
9
Bike
on
or
the list.
Wasn't that
Excite
more of
Bike?
an-
Is it?
thought-
Hold on, we got to clear this up. Excite Bike. I always thought it was because it's just spelled like Excite, but is it pronounced Excite a Bike?
No, I think it's pronounced Excitebike.
Okay.
I call it Excitebike.
As I've heard
Excite
other people
Bike?
do that who were like, no, that's how you say it, and I always, anyway, this has come up before.
Where's it? I know as a loser, I don't get any to say so, but I'm gonna say Duck Hunt just because I like to.
Oh, that's got to
Duck
be on
Hunt,
there.
number 2 on the list.
I wasn't sure if it was bundled or not though.
That
This
was
like
that
a
was
bundled
bundled
game.
initially. That was initially bundled and then became a separate purchasable one.
Well, they bundled
Well,
it with
it was
the
bundled
gun.
when you had the light gun.
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
zapper.
Yeah.
I think if you bought the gun, you got the game, and there may have been a big bundle that was the NES, the gun, and the game. I think that's how
Yeah, and then there was an even bigger bundle that I stole from a Montgomery Ward's that had the game, the robot, the light gun, and all 3 games.
I forgot Brian had a little.
I did. That was like my. That's when I walked into a Montgomery Ward's,
Yeah.
grabbed an NES box, took it upstairs to where there was an empty checkout counter.
Yeah.
Tore off a little bit of the Montgomery Ward's tape that they put on things that were too big to put in a bag,
Yeah.
and then walked out the door.
Oh, man. Brian is a kleptomaniac.
I know. Yeah, that was bad times for
And who do you pay for that now? Because is there Montgomery Ward's?
no, Montgomery Ward's
payment?
went out of business probably because of me.
Yeah,
probably
people like
because of
Brian.
that.
So,
Probably because of that one.
The tape loophole
So-
that Brian knew about. Yeah.
Lays.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Les
I'm not proud of
Miserables.
it, folks.
Yeah.
I did have a wild.
Next
streak.
thing you're gonna tell me you stole a mouthful of bread and you.
No, it was never anything that. It was never anything that good.
Nothing that good. Well, that's all right.
Exactly, yes.
Statute of limitations are over. Brian is no longer able to be
Exactly,
prosecuted.
yes.
It's all fine. All right, so I want to. I'm
35
guessing.
years ago.
I'm guessing golf was on there. I'm guessing Dr. Mario was on there.
Yeah, Dr. Mario, golf. Here's the rest of the list.
Yeah.
Golf, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Dragon Quest
What?
3, Kung Fu, Baseball, Dragon
Oh,
Quest
Kung Fu.
4, World Crass Track Meet. This is a really gross one.
Real grass.
World Crass Track Meet, Punch Out, Metroid,
Oh.
Super Mario Brothers 2
Metroid. No one
Japan.
said Metroid.
Nobody said Metroid. Super Mario Brothers 2 Japan Edition with 2.6 million copies, and finally Ice Hockey with 2.4 million
I
copies.
loved Ice Hockey because it was.
I have no idea why Castlevania is not on this list.
I would have thought Ice Hockey would have been down there because I loved it, but I didn't think anybody had it.
Yeah, Ice Hockey was awesome, but it was Nintendo published, and it had fat guy, medium guy, and skinny guy, and that's how the whole game was. There weren't actual NHL teams or anything like that. You would build a team by deciding if you wanted to be the fat guy, medium guy, or the little guy, and then it was basically rock, paper, scissors. It's a great game. Yeah,
really? That's hilarious.
It's great. It's like you're tanky and big, and you could knock dudes over. If you were light, you were fast, but if you got hit, you were getting annihilated. And the medium guy's like picking Mario and Mario Kart. He's like the middle, not jack of all trades, master of none. It's great. Ice Hockey, great game. All right.
Game.
Well,
agreed.
That means that. I got to play this. I haven't played it in a while.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Hey, Dreadnecks, you win from Oklahoma City. How do you feel? Tell us how you feel.
Oh, this is great. Thanks so much.
Yeah, well, I'm happy you won. You seem like a rad dude. Here's what's going to happen, though. You're going to email Brian Ibbett at coverville@gmail.com, and he will send you your codes, and you, sir, will walk into the sunset with a bright, happy face.
Can't wait to hear how Take on Helicopters and Fairy Tale About Father Frost.
Yeah, we need full reviews.
Play.
Full reviews when you're done.
That's right.
Brian Dunaway and I will be, speaking of video games, talking about those at length today at 3:30 Mountain Time on The Boop Show. That's 3:30 Mountain Time at frogpants.tv. It'll be live on Twitch as well as in podcast form. If you've never heard it, you might want to sub up.
You better be there.
Yeah, be there or be square. We're going to talk about Pop-Up Dungeon today, which I don't even think Dunaway even knows what that is. But
I don't know what that is. All I know is I spent a lot of time playing Fall Guys.
Yeah, Fall Guys is great. We'll talk about that as well. So much to say. We missed last week, so we have a lot to catch up on. Check us out today, 3:30 Mountain Time. Brian Dunaway, any final thoughts or feelings?
Yeah. What's going on with your beard, Ibbett?
I know, right?
It's so weird, man. All right.
Yeah, I'm on the Castlevania page looking to see if there's any information here about how many copies sold, but
yeah, that boggles me, really, truly.
It does me too, yeah. Like, because it was on the list of, so it's like you're looking at the list of how many video game magazines and articles and stuff listed as one of the best games released for the platform, but
and there were I mean, Castlevania 2 came out on there, and it was also, I thought, a huge hit. I don't get it.
Maybe the fact that there's no information about how many copies were sold is why it's not in any of the lists. Because it's
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we literally have a genre that we call Metroidvania, which is like the Metroid Castlevania style game, and it persists to this day. And when people say, "Oh, did you see that new game by so and so?" What kind of game is it? It's like a Metroidvania. We know what they mean because it's got Vania in there. I mean,
exactly.
That blows my mind. All right.
I know. Konami not tracking how many were sold.
Yep.
Whatever. That's their problem. It's their fault.
There you go. I blame them. Quick news story. Our single news story today brought to you by...
The news is brought to you by Talk Geekly. If you dig comic books, video games, and other geeky subjects, be sure to check out Talk Geekly on all podcasting platforms. I am Pendragon, and Job for a Cody bring you the latest and greatest from comic books. I don't understand that beginning of that sentence.
Yeah.
Bring you the latest and greatest from comic books to video games and so much more from the geek culture. And remember, keep it geekly.
That's right. Find it anywhere you get your podcasts.
Talk Geekly is the name.
There you have it. All right, we're going to do one story, and it's this one.
Okay, good.
Also video game related. An innocent typo, just a simple typo. People make them all the time.
Sure.
Led to a giant 212-story obelisk in Microsoft Flight Simulator.
What?
I love this.
Yeah.
It was only supposed to be like 2 stories high.
Right. Or 21 or 12 20, or something like that.
Some small number. Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Oh, it was really only supposed to be 2. You're right.
Was it 2? Yeah, it is 2.
Yeah, you're right.
Microsoft Flight Simulator players spotted a giant mountain-high obelisk in Australia this week. While Flight Simulator has done a great job of recreating the real world, this unusually high structure does not exist in real life. Players have now discovered that the existence stems from a simple typo. By the way, that game hit I want to say a week ago, and I've never been a fan of I'm not really a flight sim guy.
No.
But I've heard that is an amazing thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just gorgeous. You're flying. Like you feel like you're truly flying.
Interesting. I feel like the controls would be super complicated. Like the way to play the game would be just super complicated, and I'd probably give up on it because I don't know time for that.
I agree. I hope what it is, it's like, okay, here's play with your controller, and here's a simple way to play it. But also, if you want to go crazy, go buy the HOTAS and the stuff and the thing, and build your own little cockpit and go crazy.
I did play that Avengers beta because I pre-ordered it, so I've also got it coming. But I played the Avengers beta on PS4. And I was like, wow, these controls are super confusing. But maybe it's just that I'm used to Far Cry and Titanfall, and it's like, all right, this is how you shoot, this is how you crouch, this is how you get through stuff. It's like, oh yeah, I've forgotten about games where it's like, press this for a medium attack, press this for a heavy attack, hold down these 6 buttons for an ultimate attack.
I'm super curious about that game. Schleicher may mention it. He's been playing the beta. Yeah. I'm getting some people who are loving it and others who hate it, who are just like, this game's going to suck. Don't buy it. Don't waste your money. And then I've had others say, no, I'm having the time of my life. I'm finally an Avenger, and it's the greatest thing ever. And I'm
enjoying the game. I will say that, but I think I'll like it a lot more once I get used to the controls.
Well, I haven't touched it for that reason because I just don't know yet. Like, I don't want to be disappointed, so I'm nervous. I need to see the finished product. Maybe post beta, I'll be a little more.
I just want to make it to see MODOK. I just want to get to MODOK.
Yeah, which apparently you don't get to do in this demo, but eventually you will get to MODOK. Your favorite Marvel villain of all time.
Right.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Making Things with Bill. Yeah, that's right.
What?
Bill's moved to Monday. Yep. Monday Bill. Then major spoilers after that. So that's the new Monday lineup, everybody. You might say, well, what's happening to Tuesday? Jury's just got the whole pool to himself. He just gets to
feels
come
dangerous.
in. It does a little bit, but we'll see how that goes.
You give a guy some room, and what's he going to do with it?
It's just weight distribution, you guys, is what we're doing here.
That's right. Plus, we know that for the next several months, there's going to be more and more stuff for Jury to talk about.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. But also, I mean, he'll basically just go the same length he always does, but now we'll end on time. So that's the only difference.
Right.
So anyway, stick around for all that. Before that, though, a quick break with a song. Brian, what do you got?
Oh, dudes, hard rock time. Time for some rock and roll. This is some get your pinky and your other finger out and make the devil.
Grandma Sparky here, and I just discovered something yesterday. I got something in my eye. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh my God, I'm sorry.
What you gonna do with all that junk inside that trunk? I'm gonna go get you drunk.
I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy.
All right, we're back, everybody. Welcome back to the program. I like that riff, that.
Yeah,
that's
kind
really
of a little Soundgarden or a little Alice in Chains.
Yeah. Into it. That was great. What was the name again for people who missed it?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Revel 9, REVEL, and the number 9. And the song is called Keep You Near from the album of the same name. Brand new album from Revel 9.
You're like me, and if I hear number 9, I can't not do that.
Exactly, yes. No, it's the Beatles have ingrained that, and I hear it backwards, and then I buried Paul.
There you go. Paul is dead. All right, check this out.
Your bat cave's open there, Bill.
It's not Tuesday. It's Monday. It's the new time for Bill Duran with punishprops.com and him making things. Bill, good morning. What's going on?
Well, they've been poking holes in my road for a month, so if you hear that, that's what that is.
What's that about?
Okay. What are they looking for? Are they looking for the...
Whatever they're looking for, they haven't found it yet, because they keep making holes.
New holes!
Maybe they're putting like really hot fiber to your door or something like that.
They are definitely not doing that.
All right.
They have. No one has told me about it.
Yeah, we had some of that going on here for a while, and it turns out they were putting in some fiber, but they didn't quite get to us yet, and then they stopped for some reason. So just like the Google Fiber thing a few years ago, They're all afraid of me. What are you afraid of? You afraid I'm going to have too much data coming in and out? Is that what you're worried about? Anyway, Bill Duran is here, as he is every week, to talk about the world of making stuff and giving us some great advice. Bill, what's going on?
Today, I would like to talk about making things out of wood.
Oh, all right.
Wait a minute. Is this Mark Spagnolo in disguise?
Babinga! So I don't. Most of what I work with is like plastic and stuff. I don't get to work with wood very often.
Right.
But I do every once in a while, and I like using wood in projects when I can because it gives it that real authentic look.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, I had a plastic Hellboy gun kit that I bought. And I replaced the grip on it with a piece of real wood. So the piece I purchased was cast plastic, and I could have painted it to look kind of like wood. But I wanted to challenge myself, so I bought a big old hunk of Paduk, which was really hard to carve.
What is Paduk?
So it's like a super hardwood?
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah. And it's very resiny, so it's kind of gummy. It would gum up my rotary tool and everything. But it's so pretty. Looks so
Oh,
good.
here it is. African Paduk. Oh, yeah, that looks like a hard, dense wood to me right there.
It is. But I used a variety of tools to carve it to try and match the form of the grip that I had, and I did a pretty good job on it, and it looks really great. I also have a snub-nosed Blade Runner blaster that I bought, and again, the grips on it I wanted to look really cool, so I can't remember the type of wood I used, but I used a CNC machine to carve out these gun grips, and they had like a checkered pattern on them.
Mm-hmm.
And the CNC, I drew the pattern in CAD, but then the little machine just cut them out perfectly, and it was really amazing.
Wow,
it's cool. You wouldn't think so. They're just so much more than a music factory. That's CNC.
Oh yeah.
CNC machine factory.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're great.
So in a lot of cases, especially with prop work, you can paint a fairly convincing wood finish, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's so hard to beat the real thing. When you look at the surface of the wood, especially with a nice finish on there, it's got this dimensionality to it and this sort of shimmeriness to it that is probably impossible to match with paint.
Yeah.
It looks good, it feels good, it smells good. So also, I'm so jealous of woodworking videos because right at the end they have this piece of furniture or whatever that they did, and they go, and now we're gonna wipe some finish on it. And wipe the finish on it, and it just transforms it into this magical surface.
Yes,
it looks
just
so
gorgeous.
amazing.
Yeah. What does Paduk smell like if you had to compare it to is it like cedar? Is it like its own thing? Like what do
It's been a while. I don't quite remember, but I don't remember it smelling like any other woods I've smelled.
Wow. Of all the wood you've smelled, it was unique. It didn't.
It was a unique.
I
flavor,
love the smell of wood, not just for smoking meat or anything, but when a piece of wood, especially like cedar, which just permanently smells, right?
Yeah.
And so good. Like, what is it in my human brain that's so drawn to that? We're usually if something smells bad, we evolutionarily we're like, well, that's bad for me. Something will make me sick or whatever. So I shouldn't go buy things that smell bad. If it smells good, I'm drawn to them. I wonder what it is about the wood that's like.
My guess, and I'm a prop maker, not a smart person, but my guess would be that human beings spent a lot of time, thousands, maybe 10,000, tens of thousands, or hundreds of thousands of years, where sitting around a campfire was our only form of entertainment, and also the only way we would cook and eat food. So that burning wood smell, I think, is in our DNA now. We just like it.
See?
It feels comfortable.
Not smart. What are you talking about? That's the answer. I think that's it. I think you got it.
Could be it.
Yeah, well done. You get a gold star on your forehead.
So also, speaking of that too, if you have a laser cutter and you just laser cut a little piece of wood, it smells so good.
Oh yeah, dude.
So much better than leather. Leather is the opposite. Burning leather is the worst.
It's like
Or
flesh.
burning, modeling stuff out of hair and having to use the cut around that is probably even worse than that. Hey, I was looking back at some of your videos this last week. Specifically, a Fusion 360 video where you're working on a Destiny blaster.
Ooh yeah.
Because it makes a great tutorial on how to use Fusion 360. And I think if anyone's getting into 3D modeling, as I've slowly been over the years, but finally got off my butt and decided to try and learn how to do some of the more advanced techniques. That's a great video people should check out.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
We actually have a couple more that I put on we have a Punished Props Extras channel with a couple more of them on there that are a little more in depth if you're interested.
Definitely
so
interested.
youtube.com/punished props extras or punished prop sextras, however you want to spell it.
I like sextras. That's better.
Yeah.
It is.
Bill, let me ask you a quick question before I forget.
Yeah.
All the work you do, very hands oriented, very use your hands for everything, really, to make. If you didn't have pinkies, would that affect the way you would work? If you didn't have pinkies, let's just assume neither hand.
Annoying for a while.
Yeah,
but I think I get used to it.
See, all right, another point on my side for no pinkies when I make my work.
Yeah.
Looking forward to Scott starting his petition.org. Abolish pinkies
with Simpson hands with 4 fingers.
Yeah, why not?
Nice.
Cartoon.
Index fingers and thumbs are pretty critical, though. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
And middle finger, I find some uses for that too.
So many uses. Like some of the people don't even think about it. There you go. The Oblivion Movie Blaster right there is one.
There you go. That one, and
that's
then
cool.
The Thirst Zapper. I think I did one of those too.
Very
those are a
nice.
little more in depth.
Very nice.
Nice. Totally gonna watch these later.
Yeah.
Cool. Anyway, back to my wood.
Yes, sorry.
That's fine. So I don't exactly make a lot of fancy furniture like all my woodworking friends on YouTube, but I have been using some basic woodworking skills for a long time. So like 15 years ago or whatever, I was living in a tiny apartment, and I needed some shelves and I needed a desk, and I didn't have a ton of money. So I went and got a cheap circular saw and a power drill and just some normal lumber from the big box store. And I made a desk and I made some shelves.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I had a cheap IKEA dining table and chairs that I moved onto our balcony, our tiny balcony. Mm-hmm. And I used that as my work surface, and I made some stuff. The shelves I still have. They're just shop furniture. They're not pretty or anything, but they totally work as shelves. Mm-hmm. One of the chairs actually that I worked on, while I was cutting my wood for the shelves, I definitely nicked a corner off the seat of that thing, and I still have that chair. You can still see the bit that I sort of removed by accident.
Oops. That's all right.
That's all I really needed to get started. Just a circular saw and a drill, and that got me going.
How did you know how to make your shelves stable and not wobble back and forth like I would probably do? How do you do that?
I didn't, and I'm sure that they are not stable.
Gotcha.
If they are, it was by pure luck.
Yeah. But you know that kind of thing I'm talking about? Like, what's a bad shelf because it'll shift in a way that's like, what the frick?
I would bet that Bill's experience with adding supports for, making sure a sword's hilt can support the weight of the blade probably helps him figure out, this shelf needs enough support on this part right here to make it make it not wiggle.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You should make a desk out of foam. That's what you should do.
A foam desk, because you can just pick it up and move it to the other side of the room, and just don't use a number 2 pencil.
Make that the main plot point of Foam Smith 4. That's what you should do.
There you go. Foam desks. We're gonna move into foam furniture.
I'm ready. My body is ready. Speaking of which, by the way, I got my copy. It got here kind of late, but I got it and I love it. And I'm not even a maker guy at heart, but I love the way this thing's laid out. I love what you've done with it. It's amazing. People should get it. Foam Smith 3 available now at punishedprops.com. It's the first thing you see when you go to the site.
Yeah.
So you should get it. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted you. You were still talking about wood, and we kept going off in different directions. Where did you want to go?
That's all right. I'm happy to pause to plug the book anytime. One of the great things about woodworking is that you can get started with very little. Mm-hmm. I would recommend a circular saw and a jigsaw and a power drill. I got my circular saw at Harbor Freight for $25. I did buy a nicer blade for it. I probably spent the same amount of money on a blade for it just to make sure I wasn't ripping up the wood all crazy like, because they generally put like very general contractor type blades on those things. But also its speed square is really good. It's just a cheap piece of metal or plastic that helps you make perpendicular cuts really well.
Nice.
And then when you're ready to level up, a table saw is really, really awesome for doing your woodworking.
Are those the ones where you can put the new ones, you put a hot dog on and it'll stop immediately? Because
SawStop makes those. Those are incredible. They're quite pricey, but they're a lot cheaper than a new pinky, let's say.
Right. Well, you can just let the pinky go, but yeah.
Yeah. See, Scott's he's all about losing the pinky.
Yeah.
Well, my buddy Jimmy DeResta, when you ask him how much is a pinky worth or how much is this finger worth, because he cut his pinky off and had it reattached with not a saw stop, with an old table saw, and he says it cost about $12,000.
Oh yeah, no, you're better off buying the stopper if you don't want to lose your finger. That's true.
Yeah.
Does it work now? Does the finger work, or is it just like a little dead flesh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just always stuck out like he's always.
Yeah, you can tell.
Drinking English tea.
It's all gnarled up. No, that's cool. I'm fascinated with videos of those stopper things because someone will take like a hot dog and just go, and it just stops magically. I don't get it.
Or they're really, really brave. I wouldn't do it, but I believe I may be making this up, but I believe the guy that owns the company actually just slowly ran his finger into that thing, and it got a tiny little nick on it, but it didn't cut his finger off.
But it was enough to stop it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably worth it for him. But start with your pinky if you're going to do it, because that finger sucks.
Yeah. If you go on YouTube and look up beginner woodworking projects, there are 1 million of them. So if you want to get into it, go for it. And let the tutorials wash over you.
Yeah. Pull your wood out, make it happen.
There you go.
Bill, you always leave us with a little bonus link at the end of the segment. Do you have one today?
Sure do. Our buddy Mark, we mentioned earlier, Mark Spagnolo, the Wood Whisperer, made some school desks. Very sort of basic-ish looking school desks.
I've been on that deck. I've been on that patio.
And it's a couple of different ways to make these little school desks, and it's a really great beginner tutorial.
Yeah, look at
that's really cool.
Didn't he donate some of these to a school or something? He was doing something cool with those.
Oh, he might have.
Yeah, Mark's the man. And look at his tattoos. How cool are his tattoos? He's so cool.
His back area is like way nicer than it was when I was over there working on the covercade.
They only let you in the one part. They wouldn't let you.
Oh, well, right. I was in the crud garage.
Yeah.
This is like the
poopy garage.
studio.
Yeah. Oh yeah, look at those things.
The show garage.
These look great.
That's right.
There's Nicole doing a little homeschooling there because the kids are remote. You know, she's walking around doing like stuff. Well, they have a nice little deck out there. That's
they
nice.
do. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I've slept on that when they were out of town.
Nice. He's freely promoting Wolverine in this video. All right. Well, hey.
Right by Scotty.
Yeah, that went right past me. Right past me. I was too enamored with the good-looking host of The Wood Whisperer. Bill Durant, everybody. He is at punishprops.com, of course, and the YouTube channel by the same name. Go check it out. Check out his stuff, and we'll see you in 1 week.
Take care.
Bye, Bill. Bye-bye. All right. All right. I like that Mark is finally starting to not look 21. I like that. You know?
Well, yeah, but he still doesn't look even 30, let alone.
No, he's just this young-looking Italian little man, and we all wish we looked like Mark.
It's I tell you, it's Johnson Stain or whatever brand he's using.
Mm-hmm. That'll get you.
Smelling that, it keeps him young.
Yeah, I'm sure these caustic chemicals in his shop are keeping him young.
A nice shellacking is what he's getting.
That all sounds right. All right, check this out.
Steven.
Time for Major Spoiler Zone. Steven Schleicher, all the way from Hays, Kansas, where there are no 212-story obelisks in anyone's way. Hi, Steven. How are you?
That you know of.
Well, that I know of. I'm fine. Hey, it's good to have you here.
Hi, Brian.
Oh, hi, Brian.
You.
Oh, hi.
I know.
I'm glad you don't have a cold.
Oh, yes. Thank you. That's right. It was your question about...
I was like, oh, no, I hope Brian's not getting sick.
Yeah. You don't want any semblance of anyone getting sick, but everyone
Yeah,
around me
he's
has.
up there in age. I don't want him to be sick.
Everyone's got headaches. Everyone's got like stuffy noses. Everybody's got weird throaty stuff, and it's all from this stupid fire.
You don't want me to send you a slightly virus copy of Young Avengers complete collection, do you?
Oh no, that's okay.
Wait, no. So did we just get? Is that your take, Steven, on the Young Avengers? Not a fan.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Not really care for it.
That's about where I was. That's okay. All right.
Do they have comic book versions of the Young Justice League thing? Justice League Junior or whatever it's called?
Yeah, it's called Young Justice.
Oh, I like that.
Also, there's a thing called Teen Titans.
Oh yeah, Teen Titans. That's a big thing. People like those teenagers. I mean, who are those aimed at? I mean, everybody can read them, obviously, but who are they trying to get there? What's
definitely aimed towards a younger audience. Well, at least the Young Avengers is aimed towards a younger audience. Teen Titans.
Definitely.
Teen Titans. George Perez run on that was fantastic.
Yeah,
it was. No, it really was. But I would say it's more aimed at the late teens, early 20s.
Yeah, right.
Do you think that? So I would argue one of the things that Teen Titans has successfully pulled off is so many incarnations that they kind of got everybody covered.
Mm-hmm.
So they've
appeal
got
to different groups. Right?
Oh yeah,
goofy little
No,
cartoon.
Teen Titans is the IP that Warner Brothers. It's like their hidden gold mine because you got the Teen Titans Go series, which is really aimed at pre-teens. Then you have the Young Justice series, the animated series there, which is essentially Teen Titans.
Yeah.
But it's aimed at your middle school and older kids, and of course you got the Teen Titans in the comic books. You've got the Teen Titans movies that are on the Warner Brothers animated cinematic universe, whatever that they call that. I mean, they have stuff that is hitting every demographic, and I don't think they're marketing it correctly.
It's interesting
because instead of pumping out Batman, they need to be pumping out Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a couple. If you are a fan of Teen Titans, now since you got me off on that tangent, there is a great artist by the name of Piccolo, Gabriel Piccolo.
Oh yeah, he's great.
If you have seen his stuff on Instagram or other places, he's just a wonderful artist. He has 2 Teen Titans books coming out in the next couple of months. The first one is Teen Titans Beast Boy, which comes out on September 1st.
Mm-hmm.
The other one comes out in 2021, but I think it's probably going to be spring of 2021. It's Teen Titans Beast Boy Loves Raven. And I'm buying those just for the art alone.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite working artists. He's incredible. Mm-hmm. He's very, very good. He's young, too. He's going to do this for the rest of his life and just blow our minds.
Yeah. His stuff is fantastic. So
yeah, it's also perfectly suited for that material. Like you want to do something about some teens with powers, and you want them to look like actual teenagers and not 28-year-olds or whatever, but also have them seem kind of badass and also awkward, like all that stuff. That's your guy. Hire that guy.
Yep.
Very cool. All right. Speaking of DC Fandom is happening. And
it happened. Well, yeah, I guess it's happening. Originally it was just supposed to be August 22nd, and I didn't know how it was going to come across. I know a lot of it was pre-recorded, but it was a big event, especially on the media side, which is what they ended up just doing on August 22nd. I think there were more people interested in the Wonder Womans and the Batmans and all that type of stuff that they've now created as a 2-part event. The second part, which is basically all the publishing stuff, is going to happen on September 12th over at dcfandom.com. So you can find even more stuff over there.
Yeah.
But this weekend was all about the movies, the TVs, the video games, all that stuff.
So what do you think of the I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. I already had a lot of faith in Matt Reeves, but I'm more stoked about the Batman movie than I have been in a long time about a DC movie. I know that there's clearly still people that don't like Robert Pattinson and wish he wasn't in this. I really thought that trailer looked great, and it looks like a proper Batman detective movie in the makes.
Yes, and if you're wondering, a little bit of spoilers for people that don't know how to go to IMDb or look at every news article that wrote about this. Penguin and the villain are listed in the with actors in the credits, but I have a feeling there may be a third hidden one that may pop up, since this is based on Batman Year 1 and Batman Year 2. There may be a third villain that they haven't really talked about yet.
Right. But I love this era of Batman in the comics, and I like that they're going there. I really think the suit looks cool. I think that car is badass. It's like a muscle car from the 70s with flames coming out of it.
Yeah.
Brian and I have talked about this a lot, but I think Pattinson's turned me around on his acting. I think he can totally do
after
this.
The Lighthouse.
Lighthouse is just phenomenal. I was just talking about that with a bunch of our followers on our Discord server.
Yeah.
That people are like, "Should I watch this?" I'm like, "Yes, you should really watch it," because they're kind of the same way. What do we do with Pattinson? And he's really good in The Lighthouse, and he really comes across. And to me, that was one of the things that was like, okay, I really want to see him in Batman now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you actually want to see what that performance looks like. And the other thing I came away from this, me and Carter were watching it. Both of us we were on the fence when it came to Jeffrey Wright as Inspector Gordon, not Commissioner, because we're way early in this. As soon as he came on screen, we both went, "Oh, that's perfect! It's perfect! He'll be a great Gordon. He's great. I love Jeffrey Wright anyway, but." It's totally fine. Everything about this looks great. The Riddler as your main villain is a good idea because we just don't ever really get to fiddle with that much. It's usually side stuff with him and Jim Carrey stuff, and that's not great. So I'm genuinely excited. How did you feel, though, about the Wonder Woman trailer that came as well? What'd you think of that one?
Hey, there's a Wonder Woman 84 movie coming out. It should have come out, if people would have worn their stupid mask, we could have watched it 3 times already because it's been bumped 3 times. So I can't wait for this movie to finally come out. It looks good. Yeah. It looks great. Unfortunately, if people were really paying attention, and who some of the characters are, some of those questions that people are like, "Oh, Chris Pine is back. Ooh, what does this mean? How did he survive?" Hate to spoil it for you people, but there's a villain, good guy turned villain in the comic books that explains all of this. He basically comes out and says, "I'll give you whatever you want." So, don't be disappointed when all of that joy and happiness goes away.
Well, I didn't know about the Kristen Wiig casting. That was news.
Oh,
to me.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Here's the other thing about Synergy.
Yeah.
When pandemic first started, like back in March, man, the Dorito aisles were packed with the Wonder Woman labeled Doritos.
Right, the crossover stuff, yeah.
They were.
All the Wonder Woman Lego sets have come out.
Oh, there's spoilers in those, aren't there?
Potential spoilers in there quite a bit. So, yeah.
I've avoided all of them.
I guess I knew about that for a while.
I haven't been spoiled by much of it, except for I didn't know about that, and I didn't know about the character she was playing. But I'm kind of glad I saw it because early in the trailer, I was like, "What is this? This is it? This is what she's gonna do? She's gonna be that? Just this? Got some runny mascara and a skirt on, and she's just kind of mad? Like, what is this?" And then toward the end, some sort of transformation has taken place, and that looked great. So I'm ready for this. I want this.
Yeah, no, it's gonna look really good. I think it's gonna be a great movie. I think Batman's gonna be a great movie. A little bit of announcements that were made, I think, during that Batman panel, where they said that the upcoming HBO Max Gotham series is basically the year one lead up to the Batman movie.
Oh, cool. So this is different than the other Gotham thing that's gone now.
The one on Fox?
Yeah, that's over.
The one formerly on Fox.
Yeah, I keep wishing that, because you put me onto the comic, the Gotham Central comic was one of my favorite things
I ever read. It's really good. That is a really good comic. People want to get into some, if you're one of those people that like the crime of the week, the procedurals, man, Gotham Central is the best thing to read.
So good. I feel like it would just make the coolest series, and they just won't make it. They need to freaking make it.
I think we'll get that. I think we'll get part of that at least in the upcoming HBO series.
Was there any indication in any of this fandom stuff where you were like, "Oh boy, the elephant in the room, they just laid off all these people and cut back so much on everything," but here we are trying to be excited? I have a feeling
some of that may be the reason why they bumped a lot of stuff to the September 12th, because they have announced, Jim Lee was in an interview, I believe it was in Variety or Hollywood Reporter, talking about this, and they did say that they were looking to cancel probably about 25% of their current publishing line. Wow. And already we've talked about, maybe not on this show, but on the Major Spoilers podcast, we've talked about the 12 issues that have already been canceled, and there's probably going to be about another 5 or 6 that are canceled before the end of the year. And so with some reconfiguration of who's in charge and the people involved, they may have to have gone back and reshuffled a bunch of stuff for that September 12th presentation.
All right. Well, I don't know. It just felt like there was a little bit of a cloud over it. It was kind of like when Ubisoft did their presentation, and it was just immediately after all those horrible allegations about upper management came out, and it was like, and they just didn't talk about it, and that's all I could think about the whole time. was like,
considering a lot of this stuff was pre-recorded before all that happened, it makes sense that they didn't have a lot of issue or a lot of things to talk about.
Are you actually excited about the Snyder Cut for Justice League, or how do you feel about that?
Morbid curiosity, I think, is the phrase. Yeah.
I don't have high hopes, but I have interest.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing: HBO is going to Warner Brothers, AT&T, they're going to make all their money back when they release that Snyder Cut on HBO Max, because everyone who is not currently a subscriber is going to subscribe just to watch it. And then, of course, there's people like Brian and I that have this morbid curiosity. We're going to watch it. All the Zack Snyder fans are going to jump in and watch it and claim it's the greatest thing. And so, within a month of the release of that, it's not going to come as any surprise that it's going to be the highest viewed show on all of HBO Max.
Yeah, sure. I would assume it'll be a big deal that week.
Yeah.
All right. Well, a lot going on. Bits and pieces of this, of course, covered in much fuller context over there at majorspoilers.com. So make sure to check that out. Yep. Steven, anything else you wanted to mention?
Well, let me just say this, Scott. Don't wait until September 4th to play that Avengers beta game. That's the whole point of playing it in beta, is it's free. You can get it, and if you don't like it, you don't have to pay the $60 to say, oh man, I hate this game.
Yeah, but is there one more beta weekend? I don't think there is.
I don't know if this weekend is a beta weekend or not. I thought 2 weekends ago it was going to be the last one, but they said this weekend was the last one. So they may do one more just before the release.
Maybe.
The only bad thing is if you bought anything higher than the base game, those come with a 3-day early. So that would mean basically Monday of next week it's available for people to play.
Right. Are you going to do the PlayStation version so you can get your Spider-Man, or no?
Yeah, definitely. That's what I have hooked up to the game stream here is PS4. The boys have the Xboxes. So yeah, it's going to be PS4 all the way for me.
Yeah.
And I've already pre-ordered it, so I enjoyed it enough. I know some people aren't going to like it. I wasn't totally sold on the co-op part of the game, where you can either go and play, single player and go into some of the missions by yourself, but it'll have, 3 AI Avengers with you.
Yeah.
But it's really set up for you and three of your friends to go in and play together.
Yeah.
That being said, having played that Avengers beta game and then watching the Suicide Squad game trailer and finding out that is a co-op game as well, it feels like those two games are going to be very much in the same vein as one another.
Yeah, I'm really curious about that one too. That's the other thing that got shown off was that, and I was excited until I realized it's not Rocksteady who's responsible for the Arkham series. It's the other team that did that Origins one-off, and that was a bad Batman game. So I'm a little nervous. It looked really pretty, but
I'm trying to think. The Arkham group are the ones that are doing the Suicide Squad game. It's the other group that is doing the Gotham Knights game.
Correct. And the Gotham Knights game is the Origins people. Rocksteady is the Arkham people, and they make incredible games. The Arkham series is one of the greatest open world games ever, series ever made. So whatever they do, I'll follow. I'm not sure about the Origins guys. Maybe by now it's better. I mean, Origins came out in, that's like 360 era. It was forever ago. So maybe I'm
I think both games look very fascinating.
Yeah.
So I'll probably check them both out.
It'd be cool if they crossed over, man. Batgirl and Iron Man together at last.
What?
And by the way, here's the funny thing. If you say Snyder Cut around here, it's funny because there's this place called Snyder Meats, and we go get steaks and stuff there. And it sounds like we're getting the Snyder Cut over there at the Snyders.
That's right. A little butcher getting a Snyder Cut of the petite filet.
That's right. That's where I get my meats. Anyway, Steven, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Is there anything else on Major Spoilers people should be keeping their eye out for?
Well, so just a kind of a heads up for those of you that have been enjoying Rodrigo's Void Saga game that we've been playing on Critical Hit for the last 10 years, finally wrapped up this past weekend. So if you want to get caught up, you can certainly do that. Doesn't mean Critical Hit is ending. So many people are like, oh, I'm sad to hear that Critical Hit is ending. It's not ending. We got plenty of games that we're still going to play from now into the future. But if you enjoyed that Void Saga, we finally wrapped it up 30-ish levels and 10 years. So go enjoy all of that good stuff.
Wow.
And until the next time you and I talk, Scott.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated.
Oh, geez. All right. Well, I'll do my best to do what you say. All right. We'll see you later. Bye now. All right, Brian, we've come to that point of the show where we like to regale our listeners with some good fun, and that is in the form of a mashup from Jamie. He sent this in and called it Fly. And that's it. Just Fly. All right? F-L-Y.
Oh, God. Okay.
So I'm nervous. Let's see what it is. Enjoy. I don't want to delay your finger thing.
Fingering. The fingering.
Your fingering must go on. If Gwyneth Paltrow's crotch emanates this particular aroma, she'd just walk around without pants and air it out to the world all day long.
Sure.
I'll say one more thing before we really get cranking. There's a fly in my studio, and I am ready to destroy it and every fly it ever knew. Thousands of fans gathered in Sturgis to watch Smash Mouth in concert despite ongoing coronavirus pandemic. Smath Moush.
Smath Moush.
Smath Moush.
I want to start a Smash Mouth cover band called Smath Moush.
Smath Moush. Weird.
Struck off.
Yeah, you're going to be struck off. Is that past tense for stroked off?
Strike off.
Oh, now I just want stroganoff. So that's the problem. That fly almost went in my mouth just now. I am so pissed at this fly.
Destroy all humans.
Yeah, that's what's happening. Ah, it's my dog. Sorry, my dog just walked in. Rainer,
what smells like vagina in here?
Yeah.
What's the cutoff date before you eat the rhino penis or whatever you have to eat?
By the end, rhino penis. Those are big. I need like a whole. I need a whole Thanksgiving.
I was thinking more like something smaller.
Hey, do you want them to just be all kind of bald and not hairy, and then you can do just that. Gam, get intended.
Sure.
And his name is weird. Gigandet. Is that right? Cam Gigandet? Do I have it right?
Yeah, that's nailed it.
Gigandet.
I don't know.
Wasn't it the one with the magic school bus got all small and went in people's urethras and stuff? What was the deal with that?
Oh my gosh! What?
Really?
Your PBS in Utah is all messed up.
No, wait. Am I have this wrong? Wasn't the magic school bus always going all up inside people's buttholes and stuff? I thought that was the whole point of that show.
There's something magic about that school bus.
Oh my gosh, it just flew on my face again. I swear I'm gonna die.
Somebody once told me you're all getting corony. Corony. Sorry, Gabe. Please continue. It just came to me and I couldn't stop it.
No, I love it. I love it. I want to be a little corncob pipe little old man with like overalls and no shirt on.
You're getting corony.
Yeah, you hear what happened? I hear up the street they done got the corony. I don't remember any of that, but it was fun. That was fun. Some of that was Boop Show, I think.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
It snuck in there. Jamie, you sneaky guy. You sneaky
totally.
bastard.
Totally works.
All right, time for this.
Fan
Service! We got an email from Ralph. He is Yoda Hat in the times he's in the tadpoles. Have you ever seen Yoda Hat? That is Ralph. Anyways,
see Yoda wear a hat.
I've never have. Hold on now. Have we even seen him in a hood?
Well, the child was in a hood, I think, for.
Oh, Baby Yoda was, yeah.
Yeah.
But no hat per se.
No hat no.
Huh. Think of that. We've never seen
top hat.
Yeah. We've never seen Yoda in a damn hat. Anyway, he says, I'm the caregiver of my friend's mom, Pat. She's been in a wheelchair for a year and half due to a spinal cord injury. While she's going through physical therapy, it's very painful to her for her to stand and doubtful she'll ever really walk again. Trying to raise money on GoFundMe to get her an accessible van to get her around better and more comfortably. I know we're all going through a rough time right now, and I hate asking. So if you can't or can't give, I thank you anyway. But please go to tinyurl.com/ride4pat. The 4 is a number 4. So RIDE, the number 4, PAT. Love the show, though. I know no one does that anymore, but I'm old-fashioned. That's not true. We get it all. It's still all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. I had a guy yesterday who rage quit the show. I'm not getting into why. But he rage quit the show, and at the end said, I loved the show, though. Even he did it.
Loved the show, though. That's awesome.
So anyway, go check that out. We like doing fan service for you guys, whether it's a project you're working on, you got your own little show, you're making a comic book, you got a good need like this going on, let us know. We'd be happy to do it on the show. You can send those emails to themorningstream@gmail.com. All right. Hey, guess what still exists? Our Patreon at patreon.com/TMS. Without it, there is no show, including last week's no show. So be there and be square at the same time. Patreon.com/TMS. You get bonus content every week. You get all kinds of extras in the mail and digital rewards, all sorts of cool stuff. It's all listed right there in English at Patreon.com.
And this Saturday, be a contestant. We're going to do a Patreon Playdate on Saturday the 29th.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, maybe a little bit of Dunaway and Randy as well.
Exactly.
I don't know if they've committed.
Keep them around after Film Sack.
Have they committed? I don't remember if they did.
They both sounded very interested when we brought it up after the show last week. So
well, then Happy days are here
I
again.
believe so, yes.
All right. We're going to make that happen. Anyway, that's this weekend. And again, it's all because you guys help us out at patreon.com/TMS, frogpants.com/TMS for everything else. That'll do it. We need to play a song. I don't know what it is, so you're going to have to tell me. What is the song?
Sure. Well, George Saul wrote in and said, "Greetings, Shrub and Bush. It is with a heavy heart that I say that my older brother passed away Friday morning after a long battle with substance abuse issues. Unfortunately, during this strange time, my family cannot come together to give him the send-off he deserves. He was my playground protector, my skateboarding superstar, and most notably, the reason why I am a metalhead today. I will carry him with me through music for the rest of my life. And as a Frog Pants fan, since the heady days of 2012 and probably even earlier, I can't think of anyone else I'd like to shout from the mountains but you guys, and I think it appropriate to play something from his wheelhouse in his honor." Let's see.